What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here doing a TLG reacts to the Xbox Developer Direct 2024 that came out earlier today. We'll be watching this, talking about it, and reacting to all the things that they had to show off here. It is showing us here already some of the things we can look forward to, and I have heard some things on X, mostly positive, about what was showed off here, namely the Indiana Jones game that we've been waiting a long time to finally see. I guess they showed off here, and I guess people are pretty excited about that, so I'm pretty excited as well to finally see that. Chevy, how you doing? And are you ready to watch some upcoming games for Xbox?
Doing pretty good. I am curious to see what they have to offer. They had a bit of a rough year last year. So hopefully we can get the ball rolling a little bit. I know last year was still some remnants of like developer issues over the couple years beforehand. We should be well moving out of that at this point. So yeah, as far as like what I might be looking forward to, I honestly have no idea what they could be offering, other than you kind of brought up, Indiana Jones to me earlier today. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then Hellblade, obviously I know about. So, but that's about it.
Yeah, the only ones I can tell from here, obviously, is Hellblade 2, and then Hellblade, Senua's Saga. I forgot what it's called. Indiana Jones, which I'm personally really interested in, just because it's Machine Games making it, and they made the Wolfenstein games. The most recent one wasn't that great, but the first two of theirs were fantastic. So I'm really excited to see whatever they're doing next. And then I believe they're going to show off Avowed from Obsidian, which is another game that has been we've been waiting for a while to finally see what it looks like. So I'm hoping we'll see gameplay there. I'm not sure who Oxide is or what they're making, so I guess we'll find out. But yeah, this should be a good lineup, and hoping for the best. So yeah, really excited to watch this. Anything else you want to say? All right. Well, this is about 46 minutes, so we should just hop into it.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of ARA. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG.
Do what it wants.
Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
So it's first-person fantasy.
Our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks.
Animations are kind of stiff, but other
If
than
you
that,
choose
it
to
looks
approach
kind of cool.
combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range.
Yeah, I don't
Using
know
the
if I'm in love
Tanglefoot
with it,
ability,
but
you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to
it
focus
doesn't
on
look bad. I
weaker
just
or
don't know if
tougher
it's, like, my
combatants in
thing.
an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot.
They're not
To help
showing a
with
whole
the
lot
different
either, though,
encounters you
because
will face,
we've only seen
we
the
provide
one enemy type
customizable
and
loadouts
location.
that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
Hell yeah.
Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands.
Side quest.
As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes.
They actually look like they're
Not that
talking.
I
That's
want to
nice.
judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby?
Dang.
I heard it all often
Baby.
and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault.
It's weird
No,
because the
they-
game, I think, looks
should've never
pretty
camped in the
good,
cave.
but
Yeah.
some of the animations are
badges.
just so
I'm going back to Thirdborn.
stiff.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might
I didn't
challenge
play
you to
Outer
a fight
Wilds
to
at
reclaim
all,
his
but
honor. Either way, when you return to
Fallout
town,
was
you'll see the consequences
kind
of your
of
actions and the choices you made
stiff
during this
animation-wise.
quest.
Well, it's an old game. It's also on a
Creating an
Bethesda
immersive
engine.
experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird,
Guy looks
and
like an art
wonderful.
director.
We found inspiration
right there.
in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And
The
each of
environments are
those
nice looking.
regions itself is a conflux
Yeah,
of storied
I like that
landscapes.
the world is
All of the regions
vibrant.
have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the living lands.
So basically, it's a first-person open world RPG, but its shtick is you can choose different things in your hands
on the fly.
Yeah, to dual wield the same weapon or mix and match, which I think sounds interesting. I'd like to see it in a more seamless gameplay way. But that's a pretty cool logo. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks all right. Yeah. I'd like to see. Oh shit, 2024, good.
I don't think it's gonna look much different by then. So
yeah, probably not. I'm just glad to see that they got at least a game lined up. So
yeah,
for the year, because like you had mentioned, last year was
a
little rough for them with Redfall and the mixed reception of Starfield.
Yeah, for sure.
Not Hi-Fi Rush though. Everybody liked that.
We all know this one's gonna look gorgeous. So
I did read on X this is gonna be like an 8-hour game though, and a lot of people are upset about that.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua Saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices.
Does she do anything
While
other
the
than
Furies
VA
are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way.
She's at every single
some of which
presentation
will
for this
value her
game.
unique
But that was my
perspective, and others who will reject
I don't know.
My curiosity.
Little by little,
She's also seems like she's like the
this
PR for it.
settlement
Yeah,
So
became
mine.
like
It's
tribe.
just interesting.
it is interesting. They're really getting use out of her.
Yeah.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland
do
on the
suppose
trail
it
of
is
the
for
Vikings who have
performance
been
of
enslaving her people.
Yeah.
She's probably pretty
In the
excited.
story,
That
we're
looks
trying to be
great.
as faithful
Oh, yeah.
to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Unlike Avowed, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I think the animations in this
Senua
look
is a
really
Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean?
It's such an interesting take.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
The fuck was the aperture at on that? That background was blurred out.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel.
Even like the behind the scenes part of it, not necessarily.
One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey.
We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces, and then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears. These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their crafts, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special.
It just seems like if it's going to be a short game, which they haven't said yet, but it did sound like they kind of hinted towards that.
So beautiful, and we add that binaural touch
them
of
making
music.
a movie, basically.
So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Mean production costs versus like how much will they potentially sell?
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care, and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
It's funny, they didn't show like a whole lot of gameplay, but they showed enough in-engine stuff. But at the same time, a game that's like super story heavy, I don't really want to see a whole lot on it anyway.
True.
So it almost kind of works in their favor to not show a bunch of gameplay.
It's like 4 months out, so
yeah, it's definitely a game I am interested in. Unknown user guest.
Oh, Mana.
Interesting that they just snuck that in here.
I like how Square just shows up to everyone's thing.
True.
Here, show my stuff.
This looks cool, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada. producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix。聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに、個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され、長らく愛されてきました。本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
Combat seems
今回
fluid.
これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Gretz. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana に落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。
So simple looking.
最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣
This makes the game doesn't look like amazing, but it doesn't look like one of the cheaper RPGs that like Square Enix will put out sometimes. It's actually much better than I expected.
It's like Harvest
Damn.
Stella was like, you know, a cheaper project. But I absolutely love that game. So.
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては、今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上で、ヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目やアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなど、ゲームの中での見え方も考えながら、調整を重ねていき、
The early concept had like armadillo like scales, and they got rid of that.
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作はインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょ
う。Damn, come right across the face. That's fucked up.
今 作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
It's a newer looking game, but it also feels very
オリジ
nostalgic.
ナルモンスターやピックリンにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏、
Game Pass or what?
この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
Cool.
Yeah, it looks good. Definitely want to play that.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
It's funny because there's a bunch of games this year I want to play, but it doesn't feel as hectic as 2023.
True.
Yeah, maybe there'll be some games that get announced that will change that up.
Yeah, man, I know I have a Final Fantasy expansion this year, but
A couple of games I'm excited for I can't play until I do something before.
Hello.
Next month?
Welcome to Oxide Games.
Well, this month too.
We founded the studio in 2013 with our
Infinite
decades
Wealth.
of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. ARA History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
ARA is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love.
Yeah, it's coming back to me
explore the
now.
world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With ARA, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process.
What Dan do, dude? Jesus Christ.
Walked in during filming.
We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
Game?
The end result is ARA,
yeah, that
a
was
historical grand strategy
it's
game
really
that
sad that a
presents a
drawing
living
of the same
world
thing
where you can rule how
with
you want to rule
evolving
and chart your own
foliage
path,
was
becoming the most
exciting
prestigious
thing I've seen
nation
so
on the
far.
planet.
I love the
For ARA,
visuals.
we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into ARA is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
Nice.
The living world isn't
way.
just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of ARA is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of ARA, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might. Scientific advancement.
What the
The
fuck?
choice is theirs.
I get to make Gundams?
In ARA, there are no
Guess
set
so.
victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play ARA, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of ARA that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in ARA compared to other 4X games.
I was gonna say, what makes this game
Crafting
different?
plays out in ARA
but
at a national scale, with players
That is
honing and
different.
combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in ARA encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In ARA, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes ARA just feel more real.
Interesting.
In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking
Yeah,
what
I'll say
conclude.
I gotta
For ARA, we
experience
wanted
it.
to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in ARA has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play, and even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making ARA for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level.
There's that
of
pack
mountain
of them,
lions and
yeah.
players' citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally
Thanks,
see
dude.
the finish line.
Take that outside. What's wrong with you?
We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of ARA is only the beginning. We are going to maintain
So
our
they're showing off
insider
a bunch of shit
program
coming out
after the
this year,
release
which
date
is
and continue to listen
smart.
to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us.
It looks pretty cool.
We can't wait
and
for you to play
also,
ARA
one thing
and
I'm going to
create
give
your own
them,
history.
because there's a bunch of games like this already, but the quality is high.
Yeah.
It looks like a high quality game.
For
so
sure.
they have that going for them, because there's a lot of these games that are made like indie, and they're all good, but they don't normally have like the Civilization quality visually. So it's nice to see them putting that effort in. It looks like at the very least a competent 4X game.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
there's some things there they're doing that I think could pay off. Oh, we're already at this one, huh?
Yep.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones. And their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project. And they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything.
I'm actually
that we
stoked
want
the
to do
Machine Games making it,
been a
because
long
obviously they
time.
make
I've been a fan
big
of this
games.
my
But
whole life,
when I originally
and I
heard
couldn't be more
Todd Howard and
excited to show
Bethesda
you what
talking
the
about
team
Indiana
here's
Jones,
been
I'm
up
like,
to.
you guys
Let's
are gonna
take our
make
first
Indiana
look
Jones
at the new Indiana Jones game.
with your engine? I don't think you should.
Let me tell you what
So your engine does a specific thing. I don't think that's Indiana Jones. So yeah, I'm glad
while you were
these guys are doing
playing
it.
your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering.
Looks good.
Maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Oh, I think I saw on X that Troy Baker is playing. They'll probably reveal it, but I think he's playing Indiana Jones. Which is kind of interesting.
Stamp that guy's name on there.
Yeah.
History. Just
I
different
don't
ways
know. It
to
is
interpret
a
the
very
past.
nice looking game.
Dude, the Wolfenstein games are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't
Throughout
interested
history-
initially, but ew.
Mankind has
This
built
looks
sites
good.
of
It does look really good.
great
Holy
spiritual
crap, that spider
significance.
fucked me up.
If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
I love that you can use the whip.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Oh
I've
yeah.
had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I can keep up?
Let's try Baker. He sounds really
Great.
good.
I'm pretty sure it is. He sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked about this. This looks great.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
Okay.
Only complaint is the title of the game is a little
Indiana
underwhelming.
Jones is such
But
an iconic
who
character,
cares?
and he means so much to so many people.
Like the Great Circle.
Everyone here at the studio has their
Otherwise,
own
that
stories
that
and
actually looks
memories.
really fucking good.
Most of us grew up with his
I wanna play
adventures
that.
and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist. He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Well, they're proven too with first-person shit.
Whether
So
it's cracking your whip,
do what you're good at.
solving puzzles
I'm
in
really
ancient
stoked about the
temples,
whip mechanic.
or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fist fight. All of these
I also love you
moments
to deck
are much
people
more
out. It's
intense
very
in
Indiana
first
Jones.
person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat, the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
Okay, interesting.
Fun. Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail,
it's that dude.
Indiana heads to the
Arms
Vatican,
name.
hoping to learn why this particular
Actor.
relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using
really
his wits to
impressive.
get through the
Liquid
situation.
physics.
The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun and, to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
Looks like it.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors.
That was weird.
Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course,
Games are
our
movies,
characters do a lot to help
so
bring the world to life as well.
You're
Next to
literally
Indy,
watching them
Gina
act
is
right
our
now.
other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if we can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our
How much did it
villains.
cost to
I
get
think we might have
Harrison
found our
Ford's
favorite
likeness?
one yet in
It looks
Emmerich
just like him.
Ross. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sands of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and drop them on the back of their head.
Jesus.
And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purpose as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction.
That's cool.
And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat.
Yeah,
that reaction.
Everything you'd expect.
I'm glad they
from
really
Indie's
thought
whip.
about this,
And
because it
hopefully
looks like
a
it's
little
going to
bit
be able
more.
to make the game feel like, with those
Puzzles are a
choices,
key
just more
feature
fun to
in our
play.
game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously,
like I got
there are a
whipped
handful
into,
of
like, the
puzzles
hand
on the
or the
main
wrist
path,
area, and he, like,
but a
instantly
lot of
recoiled
puzzles
and
are
was, like, holding
optional
his hand.
and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden
scary.
puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games
Yeah, they
is
really went
known
all out
for
on that
creating these
reveal.
roller coaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise.
I think
and
that's
create
made its
such
way
an
into some of
authentic
my
experience while
most
still
hyped
being
games
able
of this
to
year.
showcase what
It's
makes
coming out
us
this year.
us. We are making a game
Yeah, it was a
for
pleasant surprise for
everyone,
sure.
whether
Yeah.
you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to
Get
share
outta here.
more soon.
Just stealing shit.
Go work on Skyrim too.
Skyrim too. $2024. Man, they got some games lined up for this year. That's good to
Yeah.
see. Is that everything?
That's everything.
All right. Well, we got a glimpse at Avowed. We got Senua Saga Hellblade 2, Visions of Mana, which was snuck in there. Very interesting. ARA, that's the name of it. And then Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. What do we think?
Well, I think overall they had a decent amount of stuff to show, which was nice to see, and all coming out this year. Obviously with the guest appearance as well of a Square game that's going to be multi-platform, but it was nice to basically confirm that it's coming to Xbox, because Square doesn't do a lot of Xbox games. So, and I know Microsoft does try to bring more Japanese games. I mean, we get lots of Atlas games.
I think it's smart too. It's
So-
an action game because regardless of course, there are people on Xbox who don't just need action games.
For sure.
They have tried to bring like JRPGs to the Xbox ecosystem in the past, and they typically don't fare as well as on other platforms. So I'm curious if it's going to be on Game Pass, but I think it'll be a good addition to the Xbox library, being a more actiony game. So
Yeah. Yeah. So like on a personal level, like I'm not in love with everything they showed. That being said, I do think everything they showed looked quality. So I don't have any like negative things to really say about anything. My like a stretch of I guess a negative thing would be Avowed looks a little rough in the animation department, which we brought up a little earlier, but they also just kind of have that style anyways with their other games too. So it just has to be fun at the end of the day. So it doesn't really matter. For me personally, I think the biggest ones are Indiana Jones was a very pleasant surprise. I honestly had zero expectations of that, and it looked like something that I would play, so which is cool. And then what was it? Is it AVA? Was that what it was?
ARA.
ARA is like 100% up my alley. I love those kind of games anyways, and it does look like just a nice high quality 4X game, which I'm super into. And then I'm definitely picking up the Mana game as well, but that was not a hard sell for me. But everything else looked good. I just don't know if it's necessarily they're things I want personally. So
two big things that I got out of this is first off, I want to play every single game that they showed here. We got plenty of gameplay for every single game that they showed here.
Definitely.
So good on Xbox for putting together a presentation that never felt like I was wasting my time watching this. Everything that was said was relevant to the games and is very interesting. So really good presentation across the board. And like I said, a lot of gameplay, which is cool to see. But also, all these games are coming out this year. And so, with issues that happened last year with Xbox, with some of their releases, this year definitely seems like it could be a much better year for them.
For sure.
With their releases, I am looking forward to everything that they showed here. But the big one here was definitely Indiana Jones. This is a game that I have been looking forward to finally seeing, just because, like I've said a couple times now, I like machine games. I like what they did with the Wolfenstein games. I think the first two Wolfensteins, I forgot the name of the little side one they did with the daughters, but that one was whatever. But what they did with the other ones was fantastic. They're super solid first-person shooters that are gorgeous, fun to play, and surprisingly told really good stories. And so when I heard that they're doing Indiana Jones, I'm like, oh, they'll probably knock it out of the park. Seeing it, it looks like they're gonna. It looks cinematic. It looks high quality in graphics. The gameplay looks fun, which is the most important thing. And they got really creative with bringing Indiana Jones's iconography, namely punching, the whip, the puzzle solving. It looks like the total package, which is cool to see, because even with last year's RoboCop, which got a lot of praise as well for just being authentic and being fun. So I'm glad to see people are, taking these properties and treating them better than Hollywood treats video game properties.
You're telling me people are happy when people are respectful to IPs?
100%. Yeah. Video games are apparently treating properties better than Hollywood treats properties. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for the Indiana Jones game. I'm really happy with what I saw here. They showed plenty. There wasn't a whole lot of interpretation here. They straight up just showed the story elements of it, the gameplay, and it absolutely looks like a game that I want to play, and definitely a game, probably one of the bigger hyped games for me now for 2024, which is cool because it was barely on my radar before. Just a slight curiosity. Outside of that and the praise I wanted to give that, ours looking cool. These are games that both of us like to play. This looks like a really competent rival to some of the highest end 4X games out there, so that's pretty cool to see. And it sounds like, we're watching it, I'm like, it looks like Civilization, it sounds like Civilization, they're pretty much saying it's got the same systems as Civilization. What's different? I'll still play it because I like playing these kind of games, and the style's slightly different. I like how detailed it is. But then bring up the crafting system. That's interesting. I'm curious to see how that'll affect the flow of the game. But this simultaneous turn system is either going to be clunky and weird, or it's going to work really well. And I think that'll be, you got to try it to see if it's good or not kind of situation.
I also think it's going to make strategy feel a little different too, because you have to effectively guess where people are
what the
gonna
next
go.
move is. Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think could be cool as long as they nail it.
Yeah.
I could also see it being a weird system where you're in the middle of getting into combat and, you know, in Civ, you're like, well, they're coming this way. I got to prepare for them here. But then if it's all at the same time in this game, everyone's just like, just goes the wrong direction because like everyone's trying to guess. So I'm sure it won't be like that, but that's just a concern. But I do agree that there is plenty of wait time when you play this kind of games with friends. I don't mind too much because there's a lot of things to talk about when it's coming to strategy, what's going on, all the dynamics, and the relationships that are happening. This game's got mechs, which is cool, or at least has concept art of mechs. Hopefully,
it
said
actually future age, so
yeah, hopefully it actually has them. But definitely looks cool. Definitely will be a game I'll check out, and it makes me want to go back and play Age of Wonders 4. Because that game was fucking good and we didn't play it enough. Visions of Mana looks awesome. I am really happy with what they're doing with it. It looks like a proper modern Mana game. I hope it is. It sounds like they are taking it serious, which is nice. Nothing that they said sounded kind of throwaway, like, yeah, you know, we thought it'd be cool to revisit. Like, it sounds like they're trying to make a legit Mana game. And that's really exciting. It'd be cool if the game had multiplayer. I don't know if they've mentioned that at all, but
I don't know.
I would love that. But other than that, it looks like every once in a while, like I'll get in like a JRPG mode where I just want to play that kind of game, and you know, like Dragon Quest, and there was oh god, what was it called? Tales of Arise. I played the shell of that for a while. I still need to go back and play the ones on Switch. I forgot what the fuck they're called. I can't think of anything right now. But anyway, I get into these modes, and this looks like a game that once it comes out, I'm gonna want to play. So hopefully, you know, there's plenty to it. I'm sure there will be, and I'm happy with how it looks visually. It looks way better than I expected. Let's see, and then Hellblade 2 is looking fantastic. We didn't see a lot on the gameplay front, but we did see in-game, in-engine stuff, and it looks phenomenal. It sounds like they're taking it very serious. Sounds like they put a lot of work into it, regardless of if it's short or not. If it's anything like the first game, it has that high-quality cinematic feel to it, while also having gameplay that's fun but challenging. That's all I want, and it looks like they're going to deliver on all that. And then, yeah, Avowed, I think, is the only game here that I'm not like completely sold on. It is Obsidian, so I trust that they'll make a good game. They're good at making RPGs. But there is something about this in terms of like animations and gameplay that we saw that seemed a bit limiting in what they showed us, which is fine. They don't have to show us everything right now. It is coming out this year, though. But yeah, combat didn't look super confident, but what they're talking about concept-wise sounds really interesting. So this might be a situation where I'll need to try it to see if it feels good or not. I do think it's neat they're thinking about dual wielding so much. That could create some really interesting dynamics for combat. But yeah, the way like when they swing and they hit, they don't seem super reactive to the hits, and everything seems kind of stiff. So, but yeah, if it's got plenty of content, cool upgrades, cool world story, and fun combat, it won't really matter if it's slightly stiff looking. I've played much worse looking games in every regard and still had a lot of fun with them. So, and that was kind of cool there when they're dual wielding the wands
just
and
throwing spells,
and you could see like the enemies actually getting pushed around and stuff like that. That looks interesting. So this is a game that I'm just basically gonna need to see more on before I get any kind of proper excitement for it. But I'm glad we finally saw it, because this has been a long time coming. I remember when they originally announced their work on Avowed, and I'm just like, oh, what's that? And they keep going, it's coming. Well, we finally saw it, and it looks pretty cool, but I need to see more. So yeah, overall, I think this is a really good developer direct from Xbox. I think they delivered. I think they got some really exciting games to look forward to in 2024, and really excited for that Indiana Jones game for sure. It's looking fucking awesome. And yeah, if I were to grade this presentation, I'd probably give it an A. I think as a presentation, they did a really good job on just getting the info that you need. There's some fun personal character to the people talking, but they didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about things that don't matter. And gameplay. They showed plenty of gameplay, and they showed games that I want to play, and they're all coming out this year. So that's a really cool bonus as well. So really solid presentation across the board. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to echo the grade. I think as a presentation, it was done very well. You know, it was roughly 46 minutes. It didn't feel like that, which is good.
It felt like 15 minutes.
You know, they also fit 5 games into that time and spent a lot of time with every game.
Yeah.
So, and it didn't come off as them just kind of talking about like the reasons they wanted to make the game and like the history of all the people working there, and that those things are all well and good, but in a showcase like this, it's a product showcase, not a studio showcase.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
also good variety.
Yeah.
They had first person RPG, first person shooter, strategy game, third person JRPG. There's something else in there that I'm forgetting right now, but third person action game, but the good variety of games.
Yeah,
just missing a racing game. And
they already brought out Forza.
True, I have not played it yet.
The next stop is, if they keep going the way they've been going, will be a Horizon game.
I would love a new Horizon game.
Yeah. But yeah, overall it was a good presentation and a pleasant surprise or two in there as well, which is nice. So.
Yeah. A legit surprise with the Mana game. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting another game. That's cool. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope.
Let us know in the comments. What did you guys think about this Xbox Developer Direct? What were the highlights? What is the game that you think is the most exciting, or are you excited for all of them? What do you think about Avowed? Are you sold on it? Are you you need to see more on it? Do you think it looks like shit? What do you think about Indiana Jones? Let's talk about that. I think that's the biggest thing they showed here. How are you feeling about Hellblade 2? What do you think about Visions of Mana? Are you sold on that? And ARA. Do you like those kind of games? And does this look like a good one to you? And if you are like a Civ fan, how do you think it looks compared to Civ? I think that's going to be the big thing for anybody who's into 4X games, is you're going to compare it to Civ instantly, because you kind of have to. But yeah. Let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to everything Xbox and the games coming out in 2024. I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. Thank you, Chevy, for joining me for this. And thank you guys for joining us for this. Stay tuned. We'll have a taste cast out soon-ish. And yeah, until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.